The Ballestas Islands are a group of small islands near the town of Paracas within the Paracas district of the Pisco province in the Ica region, on the south coast of Peru. Composed largely of rock formations and covering an estimated area of 0.12 square kilometers, these islands are an important sanctuary for marine fauna like Humboldt penguin, Guanay cormorant, red-legged cormorant, Peruvian booby, blue-footed booby, Peruvian pelican, and Inca tern. Other notable species include two types of seals, fur seals and sea lions, amongst other mammals. Ideal conditions created by the Humboldt Current enable the animal inhabitants of the Ballestas and the nearby Paracas Peninsula to thrive. The cold current pulls up water from the ocean floor, bringing both lower temperatures and nutrients to the surface. These conditions create an ideal feeding zone for fish, consequently drawing larger predators. On the way to the islands, visitors can see El Candelabro, a large-scale geoglyph on the Paracas Peninsula that may have served as a beacon to mariners. The Paracas Candelabra, also called the Candelabro of the Andes, or El Candelabro, the Trident, is a well-known prehistoric geoglyph found on the northern face of the Paracas Peninsula at Pisco Bay in Peru. Pottery found nearby has been radiocarbon dated to 200 BCE, the time of the Paracas culture. The design is cut 60 centimeters, 2 feet, into the soil, with stones possibly from a later date placed around it. The figure is 170 meters, 560 feet, tall and 60 m, 200 feet wide, large enough to be seen 19 kilometers, 12 miles, at sea. The geoglyph is related to the Nazca lines. In 2016, it was designated as a National Heritage Site by Peru. The Ballestas Islands are not within the Paracas National Reserve. Instead, they belong to the Guano Islands and Capes National Reserve System. This expansive Peruvian reserve includes the Guano Islands like the Ballestas and their ecosystems all along the coast from Tacna to Piura. Special legislation within the reserve permits guano mining with restrictions. 3 main islands form the isles: Ballesta Norte, Ballesta Central, and Ballesta Sur. Environmental laws prevent visitors from landing on the islands, so boat tours cruise their perimeters, arches, and caves for up-close wildlife observation. Shore access in the Ballestas Islands is reserved mainly for scientists and researchers.
Se llaman pingüinos de Humboldt. Fueron descubiertos por el científico alemán Alexander von Humboldt hace casi 200 años, 1840. Ahí está. Los pingüinos de Humboldt no pueden volar, pero sí pueden llegar a nadar hasta 50 kilómetros por hora, muy rápidos en el mar. Anidan y cambian de plumaje 2 veces por año. Pueden ver la luz ultravioleta y estar hasta 60 metros de profundidad bajo el mar. Vive alrededor de 15 años en ese tipo de vida salvaje. Es que es bien fiel o bien leal con su pareja. Tanto que si muere el macho o la hembra, él o ella quedan solos para siempre. Una pareja de por vida. ¿De acuerdo? Son como los peruanos, más o menos así, ¿ya? Solo tienen una nada más. Okay. There are 2 more fingers, but they are on the board behind. Yeah. C'est la début les parois c'est là. Haben Sie die Siegel da? Sie sind jetzt 2 da. Laufen. Gucken, da. 2 gucken, ja. Laufen, ja. Ahí está. esta área podremos ver construcciones antiguas de madera y muros de piedra sobre la isla. Eso se debe a que en Perú, en el siglo XIX, recolectamos guano de isla. Y el guano de isla es el popó de ave que sirve como fertilizante natural para las plantas. Perú llegó a ganar más o menos 2 billones de dólares vendiendo popó de ave. Actualmente se recolecta guano, pero solo por año. Antes eran todos a la vez. Y pues el guano va para la agricultura peruana. Por eso que nuestras frutas, vegetales y más de 3.000 variedades de papas siguen siendo orgánicas de cierta forma. Y el peruano promedio es gordito porque consume mucha papa. ¿Sí? Guys, I know you have seen these old constructions, these old buildings. They belong to the 19th century when Peru was taking guano from the islands. What is that? What is the guano? The guano is the bird's poop, what we use as a fertilizer for plants. So we were collecting poop from 22 guano islands, and we earned $2 billion selling poop. It was considered as a white gold, by the way. So basically, we gave you shit and you pay for it. You are welcome. But nowadays, we don't collect guano to export anymore. We just collect it for the Peruvian agriculture. That's why our fruits, our vegetables, and most of our 3,000 kind of potatoes are still being organic in some way. Have you tried lomo saltado, guys? Lomo saltado or causa rellena or pollo a la brasa? Those go with a lot of potatoes. That's why the Peruvian man average is a kind of chubby one, because we love eating potatoes. Okay? Verstanden? We just break the nest on the islands because there's no vegetation, so the birds make their own nest. Imagine this nest. Now you have to break it up and split up the dust, which is the dry food, with the feathers, eggshells, some dead birds, skeletons. Este es el piquero peruano, ave de cuello blanco y alas oscuras, segundo productor de guano a nivel nacional, después del cormorán guanay. That's it. We call it in English Peruvian boobies. The birds with the white neck and the black wings. Peruvian boobies, guys. Have you ever seen a Peruvian boobie before? They they have a particular way how they fish, fly between 5 to 20 meters and then fly. Hay dos. El ave pequeña es el zarcillo. Zarcillo, un ave gris, de pico rojo, pata roja y dos plumas blancas laterales al lado de la cabeza. Zarcillos. Das sind die kleine Vogel mit der roten Schnabel, das sind die Inka-Sischwalbe. Da. This kind of bird with a red beak, red feet, and two white feathers next to the head like an earrings, that is called an Inca tern in English. Inca tern. Look, that is the Inca tern. Yeah. Inca Sischwalbe.
Yeah.
There is also a group of pelicans on top to your right side. And two more penguins ahead. Some spotted crabs right there too. Wir haben gerade hier auf der Brücke auf, aber wir essen nicht, sie haben kein Fleisch. We've got a lot of spider crabs, but we don't catch them for eating because they don't have too much meat. Hay cangrejos conocidos como arañas de mar. Y son arañas de mar porque son delgaditas, no tienen mucha carne. No las atrapamos para comer. spider crabs here. Spider crabs, guys.
Ja, jetzt kannst du, glaube ich, nicht mehr so gut sehen an dem Feld. Ja.
Leute, wir haben mehr Pinguine hier. Ja. Also más Pinguine, miren ve. We have more fish here. Guys. The parents and the baby. Another one, another couple right there. A few years ago, they used to be hunted because of their meat. They wanted their meat because they taste good. That's what I heard. La chuita, como anda en pata roja, solía ser cazada, porque su carne era muy preciada. Decían que sabía bien, me han contado. Leute, guys. This isn't over. We're going to look for ¿No? Han amanecido con buen humor. They love eating tourists.